Price Bear sitting across from me. What up, Price Bear?
What up, you motherfucking Jew? What it do?
How you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure to be here, man.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here. I feel very welcome.
Yeah. Now you, for people that don't know, you are a member of Wu-Tang Clan.
I'm an associate of Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I'm saying?
How's that work?
How's that work? So I met the God RZA back in 1997 with my West Coast niggas. You know, we was in the trap house rapping and shit. Compton, Long Beach, LA Watch dudes and shit. And I was the only guy that really had mathematics and knowledge himself. So I always admired what RZA was doing. And Snoop Dogg, a big homie of mine. We fucked around the death row camps and everything, but I always had affinity, we want to call it, to hook up with brothers that represent the wisdom of Allah. And RZA was a guy that really stood out the most. And, you know, the dream came true. And I met him. He put a song back in the day. And we never could get the album. You know, West Coast niggas, you know, gangbanging and shit.
What happened with that? Because it seems like, you know, if you're connected with Wu-Tang, you at least should, like, it should go somewhere.
I mean, to tell you the truth, it's going somewhere now. You know what I mean? With me, being the God, Christ, you know what I mean? You know, just whatever it takes to get to where you're going.
But you met in 97.
We met in 97, man, and we had a real influential member, Doc Doom, rest in peace. He got killed and shit in Compton, and we had another member that was a star. You know, he was like a star member. His name was Holocaust. He just got the pen. You know what I'm saying? He got locked up. So a group deal, 6-man deal, you lose 2 dudes. It's kind of like
the streets got in the way.
The streets got in the motherfucking way, man. You know.
Now you have a new solo project.
Yeah, I got an EP I just dropped, and it's called Jesus Christ Superstar, and it's just, you know, letting people know I was still alive after that crazy-ass motherfucking fiasco incident that was, you know, headlining everywhere and shit.
That was some of the wildest shit I ever heard about.
You know what? That was some of the wild shit I ever heard about, and I actually was a part of it, and it should, you know, fuck my head up.
Take me through. I don't know if you know this, but like I've overdosed on PCP myself, so
okay.
I haven't jumped off of shit, but I've gone catatonic and been fucked up for months.
Okay, so you know.
I'm not sitting here like I'm not. I just want to know what happened. Take me through that day. What happened?
What happened was, man, tell you the truth, I was told, you know, to go out of state because some fucked up shit was happening in my life and shit with the street shit, and it was go to Ohio. So I went to Ohio, and I had been out to Ohio for a year. I came back in town, and I hooked up my brother RZA and shit. And tell you the truth, we was all doing drugs. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put nobody on blast and shit, but to tell you the truth, you know, I fucked around and got back into the PCP world and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's common out here.
And that's everyday thing. I'm from the East Side Long Beach originally, and then, you know, my uncles and shit like that, they grew up fucking with that PCP and shit like that and shit. And so when I met, you know, cats on Staten Island and shit, them niggas fuck with the PCP heavy as the East Side Long Beach niggas did. So it was kind of like I got into the game to leave the shit alone, but I got to fucking with the PCP even heavier. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
The loop, we called it loop and shit, you know. And so that night I just got back and I was really fucked up because I hadn't done, if you know about PCP, if you ain't done this shit in like over a year, you come back and like weed, you do the shit.
Your tolerance
your tolerance is fucked up. So it was one of those situations, and I hadn't seen my kids all night. I mean, I didn't see my kids like the whole time I was gone. And when I got back in town, it had been like 3 weeks, and I wasn't allowed to see them because, you know, my baby's mothers, rightfully so, they knew that I was in the right state of mind, and I just wanted to just talk. You know, my mother and father gone really, so I wanted to just you know,
you
my
had
kids.
No family.
I had no family, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Wu-Tang is family, but you know what? I love them brothers, and I'll shout out to Wu-Tang. But I'm gonna tell you something about this business. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, I had no family and shit, biologically family, and you need your family around and shit when you really in this business. If you know.
Yeah.
You know, but other than that, you know, and so
So you get back in town, you're alone.
I'm back in town, I'm alone, I'm off that shit. Had a couple niggas in the crib, you know, saying that I want to use their phone because, you know, all my wives, I should say, had blocks on my number. So I want to use my boys' numbers.
Why did they have blocks on your numbers?
You know, they had blocks on my numbers because my nigga, you know, I somebody who would do what I did probably deserved to have a block on their motherfucking number. You dig what I'm saying? I was fucked up off that shit. And it was like 12 other drugs I was involved in at the time. Because I was really going through a downward spiral.
Was PCP your favorite?
PCP was my drug of choice. I don't want to say favorite. It was my drug of choice, though.
That was your go-to?
that was my go-to guy. That's the
Yeah.
shit that made me feel like Superman, Lex Luthor, and the rest of them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But it definitely had its ups and its downs and shit. And I read a lot. I read a lot, man. I study Master Farah Muhammad, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
What was that
And
like? You're
I
doing.
read a lot.
You're like poisoning yourself, and you're reading this stuff that's good for your brain.
I mean, I wasn't in Ohio poisoning myself, brother. So it's like what happened was I came back.
Yeah.
And then I poisoned myself, and then I'm reading all the stuff that's good for my brain, and really pretty high powered knowledge and shit. I mean, shit that really, those that have intelligence on my level, and about people like Aleister Crowley, Master Farah Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad, people who make the world go around, good or bad. Then the level of intelligence I deal with, and the type of books I read, and you can't really mix drugs and shit with shit like that. You could go,
It's heavy.
It's heavy. It's heavy, man.
So you're in the apartment. You're trying to use somebody's phone so you can call.
I'm in the apartment. I'm trying to use somebody's phone to call one of the girls and shit. Some chick and shit. I mean, not some chick. These chicks and shit.
Yeah.
And then they talking to some chicks and shit. And then they like, hold on. Everybody's always got another piece of ass they trying to get. And then like, hold on, man. Just give me a minute. And I didn't have really 5 minutes to do that and shit. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we just had a lot of PCP, going around. And I had just had a PCP party. Like I said, my brother RZA, you know what I'm saying? And all due respect to him, he had came through. And when he came through, you know what I'm saying, everybody really, I hadn't seen him in a year.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to get super high. You know what I'm saying? And after we got super high, he left. And when he left, to be honest with you, everybody went into their own corners and worlds and shit, you know what I mean? So, when you do off drugs and shit like that, and you in the state I was in, ain't seeing your kids, shit was kind of like really, lonely, not family, depression state I was in and shit. You know how it is. You can go to some dark places and shit. And I really had an epiphany. It was an epiphany.
What was it?
My epiphany was that, I'm having babies, man, and I'm really not doing them a service or myself a service. I'm really doing a disservice by having babies and not being in the home with these babies. So
how many kids you got?
I got 3 kids by 3 different women, which I think is totally insane and ludicrous, but
and you can't get in touch with them. So now you're sitting there like, fuck, man.
I can't get in touch with them. Now I'm sitting there like, yo, fuck the world. And you know what I'm gonna do? And it was a foolish thing now because I appreciate the black woman so much. She's the most valuable thing that we have. Black, white, green, who can fuck who you are. She's the mother of civilization. She's the one that needs to be lifted up. And if this world is going to get to greatness again, as crazy as it might sound, Twitter me and I'll explain it to you later on or something like that. But with that being said, yeah, I was thinking that, women, all these women were just were misleading me, having my baby on some gold digger shit, you know what I'm saying? Being affiliated with Wu-Tang, I'm not a method man or ghost and shit, but I get money. I travel the world, you know what I'm saying? I do shows in Budapest, Bucharest, and I always got a dollar in my pocket. I'm on TV here and there, and you can find a gold digger anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
So you felt like the women were gold diggers.
That's what I felt like. They was gold diggers and shit. What it really was, it was me. I wasn't humble. I wasn't fucking, I wasn't where my mind should have been. Like I said, I fell into the illusion. I'm somebody that kicked it with Tupac, kicked it with Old Dirty Bastard.
So how did you get to putting a knife to your genitals?
Because I was kicking it with John Frusciante earlier. You know what I'm saying? John Frusciante, and he's a fucking highly intelligent guy.
What did he say to you to make you?
You know what? He gave me he introduced me to his library, and he had a library of great things. And he introduced me to Aleister Crowley. He told me
but
about,
what was it?
I'm getting to it, brother. He introduced me to Aleister Crowley, and that was heavy on my mind. If you know anything about him, and I introduced him to Master Farah Muhammad. He had never heard about him, but he told me I could go to his library. I went to his library. He had books on monks, and they was talking about vasectomies type things, and how monks, they really don't, they don't really have sex, and they live this life that's just uplifting. And man, I went there. Hey, I'm living a monk's life and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't want to be a slave to your penis.
Exactly. I don't want to be a slave to my penis and shit. And at the end of the day, Jude, I'm gonna tell you, I made the right decision. It might not be for you, and I wouldn't condone anybody do it. But
what did you do? What happened?
What I did, man, I wouldn't have gave myself an instant vasectomy. It was like I was fucked up, bro.
Did you cut your nuts off, or?
Nah, I didn't cut my nuts off.
What'd you do? You just sliced underneath them?
No, I cut my motherfucking part of my dick off, man. To be honest, I was fucking fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I was fucked up, and I cut part of my shit off, and they try to save the other half, and they couldn't. They said, man, you work on what you're working with for the rest of your life, and this is what it's gonna be, man. But it was.
How long did it take to do that?
How did I? That was it was instantaneously, Zoo. It was something. It was man. You know, you talking about 30 seconds. Tops and shit, you know what I'm saying? We off PCP, niggas been known to take bullets and keep moving.
Right,
and shit,
right.
You know
So you just now you're bleeding. Now you're bleeding.
Now I'm bleeding like a motherfucker. Now I'm bleeding.
Take me through your thoughts now.
Okay, I'm taking through my thoughts, but I just want to say, definitely, I got a movie that tells a whole story, and it's called The Christ Bearer. I'm working on right now, and
I'm sure people are gonna watch it. Trust me.
That is gonna go totally into detail of what really took place. But with that being said, my thoughts was, you know what I mean? When I did what I did, it was kind of like, yo, I did that. Fuck this. Fuck these bitches. Fuck sexes for fucking mortals. You know what I'm saying?
There was no regret at that moment.
It was no fucking regret. Dude. It still was no fucking regret, man. I mean, shit. I mean, I'm here with you, Rena.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's no regret. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I embrace my failures, you know what I mean? Success is on the side of that, but there's no regret. So what it was though, I was high, and I just seen so much blood, you know what I'm saying? It's like a water hose of shit of blood coming down. And I was not prepared for that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was no fear. I'm a fearless motherfucker in the name of Elijah Muhammad. You know, death is ha 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 in the name of Elijah Muhammad, for real. So with that being said, you know, we asked anybody there, it was kind of more so, wow, I did that. But it's like, oh shit, you know what? It looks like I'm going to bleed to death. I'm going to die. You know what I'm saying?
So wait, where'd you do this at? Were people watching, or were you in the bathroom, or what?
Nah, I was in the living room when I did that shit, because another reason was I hadn't slept. I hadn't slept for days, Drew. So it was kind of like, I was totally in a subatomic world, man. In the subatomic world, you know, things happen and they don't make any sense to us in this, you know.
What were people doing when you were bleeding out? Were they like freaking out?
People was freaking the fuck out, man. They was freaking the fuck out. And then what happens, I jumped off the balcony and shit, because I felt, you know, I'm going to die anyway. Fuck death. I might as well go out the way I want to go out. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't want to bleed out. You'd rather fly.
I'd rather fly out and, you know, and just, let's do this like that and shit. You know what I mean? And then so it happened. I landed and shit, and then I thought I was out for a couple minutes. I was out cold.
Right.
And I woke up and I survived. When I survived, I realized, yo, I'm fucking here. And I was like, yo, you know what? As a second thought, that was really not the best thing to do. Hey, throw my dick back, yo. Hey, y'all, give my dick. And everybody like, yo, man, fuck. That's like, yo, man, give my fucking dick. And nobody's throwing my shit down. So I'm like, you fucking faggots, man. Y'all niggas don't hold my fucking dick. Y'all just keep my dick up there. And niggas is like, yo, man. And I have to really think about it. Nobody wants to touch another man's dick, right? But
yeah, but like,
yeah.
I mean, when it's on the ground, it's technically like just a piece. It's not like,
you know what I'm saying? They could shovel my shit
picked it up and been like, no homo, and threw it down to you.
Listen, man. Listen, I'm pretty sure somebody, what's that one nigga name? Bobbitt?
Yeah.
You know, somebody probably grabbed his dick for him and gave it back. You know what I'm saying? Well, my niggas, they cold-blooded. They can get my dick back. You know how the hood is and shit.
Yeah.
You know, I would at least scoop somebody's shit up with the fucking, you know, broom shit and clean shit over. I threw it in the freezer or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I would throw this shit in the freezer, my nigga. Seriously. But at the same token, yeah, that's what that was. And they was like, yo, they was freaked out. They was calling the police and all this other shit, ambulance. And I'm like, yo, give my fucking dick.
You know it's bad when cats on PCP from the hood are calling the police. You know it's bad. Like when they're like, fuck, dude, we don't know what to do.
Crippin'. I'm trying to tell you, it's bad. It's really bad, man. It's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? But
what was and then I'm guessing you went to the hospital. They tried to save it. They couldn't.
I went to the hospital, man. I had high hopes. My hopes was higher than a motherfucker. They said they was gonna save my shit. It was on ice and shit. I woke up panicking with my dick, and it was like, oh, it's on ice, Mr. Johnson. Don't trip, Christ. That's all right. So I woke up, and I was in the fucking room. They did the surgery and shit. My shit was attached and shit. And I looked at the news, and Steve Harvey was talking about, yo, this shit is not working. They're not gonna be able to attach his dick. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is this nigga Steve Harvey talking? Not Steve Harvey. Harvey Levin. I'm like, what the fuck is Harvey Levin talking about?
Yeah.
You know. And so apparently they feel they got from some inside source. This thing Andre Johnson, doctors ain't gonna be able to attach your shit. So I'm talking to the doctors like, who the fuck is y'all talking to? Do y'all fucking? They're like, we ain't talking to nobody. TMZ's a motherfucker. I don't know who the fuck.
Right.
But to me, they just predicted that shit, man. I just felt like, you know, they should have kept hope alive with me, bro. You know.
What's your life like now without it? Do you have a freedom that other people don't have? Tell me about.
I mean, you
what's
know
life
it, bro.
like?
You know, you don't even ask that question. I also have a hell that I have to go through. Other people don't like.
How do you
but
pee, dude?
Standing up like a motherfucker, like
All
I
right, so you
always
still
have.
got, you still have
And I
like.
still have dick, my nigga. I'm just not, Dick Gregory, but I still got it, dick, this motherfucker. Okay?
I mean, you came here. You came here with a very lovely, your lovely wife.
I mean, I'm God. Let me tell you something, though. This is where everybody feel to realize this is why I got everybody, even Kanye West. So he is a God. Shout out to my brother Kanye. Manhood doesn't lie between the legs, man. So when I say I'm God, I mean that shit. I dare anybody to prove me wrong, okay?
Yeah.
And then most Elijah Muhammad, okay? And so with that being said, it's a lot of cats going around saying he wasn't Wu, he was Wu affiliated. I dare any motherfucker with 2 legs to walk to my face and prove to me I'm not Wu. Because Wu stands for the wisdom of Allah. So I can laugh and I can joke with you, but black man is God. We ain't gonna argue that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe in God, but
That's good. That's good. That's good because man is God and God is man, but the first man, original man, is the black man. So you believe like I believe. You your own God.
I'm not gonna argue that
basically.
fact because that's the truth.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, man, on a more brighter note, it's a fascinating life I live. You know what I'm saying? I'm the hope of all black people because black just means really to persevere and be relentless and survive and failure. It's like motherfucker chopped off plenty of dicks and we were slaves, nigga, and we kept it moving. So I'm just here to tell you that keep on keeping on. Okay, word.
Do you think you cutting off your own penis brought you to a better place?
I know it did, man, because to tell you the truth, it's you got to minimize your you got to either eliminate all the evil in your cipher or at least minimize it in order to be the righteous person that you want to be. So, like I said, what works for you might not work for me. And what I did, I wasn't able to see none of my kids, man, none of them. But after that incident happened, I'm gonna tell you about my black woman. They all showed up. You know what I'm saying? They all showed up and they was at my bedside with my kids. You know what I'm saying? So it was all, their hearts went out, almost bring me to tears because they was there for me. You know what I'm saying? All of them, all those beautiful black women that I have children by, 3 little girls, and they all was there. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. You know what I mean? And I'm somebody that came to live enormous, not dormant. So at the end of the day, motherfuckers know my name. If you don't know me, you was up under a rock. And when you get up under that motherfucker, they gonna tell you, this is crazy motherfucker walking around here named Christ Bear who did such and such. And then you have to, hear about my character and decide for yourself if I'm really crazy or not. You know what I'm saying? For real. But I'm me.
Christ Bear, I want to thank you for coming in and telling your story, man.
Yeah, I want to say one thing too, man.
Go ahead.
I got this movie. It's a movie, The Christ Bear. If you really like this story, you think it's gross, you think it's entertaining, you think it's inspiring, the movie, The Christ Bearer, is coming out. And I got Melissa Rivers, a friend of the movie, who's being an agent for me right now, shopping it. And it's a lot of producers that are really into it. And we haven't decided on a director yet. F. Gary Gray, somebody like that. John Singletary. If you out there, let's get it in. But other than that, Ivan Gorez, Broadway actor / writer, wrote the movie, and he contacted me on my motherfucking Instagram or Twitter, and he just felt that the story was a heartfelt story. He had been following my story. He wanted to write a movie. He asked me, could he? I said, go ahead. And my brother Ivan Gorez wrote a great movie, man. It's just not like another hip-hop rap movie. Everybody want to shot straight out of Compton, let's do a rap movie. I mean, if you know about Christ Bear, you know the struggle is real, and I'm somebody that smiles in the face of the realness, and I get realer. I get truer, fuck real. And it ain't no more son of Elijah Muhammad.
All right, we're going to play, you said you wanted to play Illuminati.
Yeah, I want to play Illuminati and shit. This is off the EP. I got this, my new album, How to Get Rich, Drop Out of High School, is coming. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, look out for Christ Bear, How to Get Rich, Drop Out of High School. Watch for Christ Bear, the movie, Christ Bear, the book, The Truth Must Be Told. And I got a documentary with Tim Crawley coming. Tim Crawley out of London. And that's going to be great. It's going to really go into everything, Hold on
1 second. I'm trying to get this shit to work. Keep plugging it. Shout out anything you need to shout out. I'll be down here.
Yeah. Like I said, Tim Crawley. Shout out to Tim Crawley. He's a London documentary guy, and he's another guy that seen my story, heartfelt, and was like, yo, your truth must be told, and he wants to do a documentary about me. We're working on that, and you know what I'm saying, it's going great. And then I got the movie, The Christ Bearer, that's coming, like I said, written by Ivan Gorez. We got Melissa Rivers, who is definitely a friend of the movie. He got it, and some great hands and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's jump off into it. The album, Jesus Christ Bearer Superstar.
Yes, I am Jesus Christ.
This is the All Out Show on Shade 45.